Hey, welcome to my channel that I talk about everything. Today I'm going to talk about something I see that's in the modern limelight, but not for the right reasons. I'm going to talk about modern masculinity. More specifically, we're going to talk about the gender roles between men and women and the relationships behind them. But first, let's actually have a recap because I think we have a lot to catch up on right now. And by a lot, I mean quite a bit.
What's K. Michelle's trauma?
Men. Wow. The center, I once said, what was the center, like, of my pain, of my life? I didn't have anybody, knock on wood, no one close to me die or anything like that. Everything that I've gone through has been because of lack of self-esteem and men being in the middle. I don't think men are good people.
What?
Women are still navigating the effects of the male-dominated workplaces a year and a half after the rise of the Me Too movement. Now, that's according to a new study by leanin.org. That's an organization dedicated to helping women achieve their goals. It found, and these numbers are very troubling, 60% of male managers say they are uncomfortable interacting with women at work. That's up 32% from 2018. Workplace interactions that men are nervous about include mentoring, socializing, and having one-on-one meetings with women. No, I read the numbers and my mouth fell open. I'm thinking, what message does it send?
Well, we're in a bad place. So 60% of male managers in the US, 60% are afraid to have a one-on-one meeting with a woman.
Now, you might be wondering, if we've made it this far, how is it that we're still having conflicts like these? In order to understand it, we're gonna have to take a step back and look at what we see as modern masculinity. In the past, traditional masculinity was often associated with traits like strength, aggression, and dominance. However, in recent years, there's been a shift to a more nuanced and inclusive understanding of masculinity. Modern masculinity, on the other hand, values traits such as empathy, vulnerability, and emotional intelligence. This shift has been largely driven by the feminist movement and growing awareness on how gender roles can be limiting and harmful to both men and women. By challenging gender roles and expectations, we can create much more fulfilling and equitable relationships going forward. Well, how do gender roles actually affect relationships? Well, here's a perspective. Traditional gender roles often place men in the role of provider and protector, while women are expected to be caretakers and nurturers. While these roles may have worked in the past, they can be problematic in modern relationships where both partners are often working and share household responsibilities. This can affect relationships in a multitude of ways. When men succumb to the pressure of being the sole provider, this can result in a number of issues arising such as stress, anxiety, and a lack of confidence, all of which builds tension in the relationship. Women, on the other hand, may end up feeling resentful if they're expected to do all the caregiving and household chores while working by the same standard as men. To create more equitable relationships, we need to challenge the traditional gender roles and expectations. This means recognizing that both partners are capable of providing emotional and financial support, and that household responsibilities should be shared equally. Then the next question you might be asking is, where's the middle ground and how do we get there? It also means valuing traits such as emotional intelligence and empathy in men. Because when men feel comfortable expressing themselves emotionally and being vulnerable, it can lead to building much more deeper connections and having much more fulfilling relationships. But here's the thing, we've gotten to this point so many times. I mean, through so many people, through so many discussions. My question is, why are we still fighting?
If you can look it up right now, we have all the data. Women divorce men at higher rates than men divorce women. 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. We have Google right now. We can go ahead and pull it up. So the reality of women being left by men is a misnomer. It is feminine mythology.
I'm not talking about. My concern is not being left by a man. My concern is jumping head on into a relationship where I'm feeling like I'm being supported and helped. Eventually, losing my independence because I'm relying on him. I don't need to work if somebody's paying my rent.
What does that mean?
One could say it's social media, but another could actually relate it to ourselves. More specifically, preferences. Preferences in modern dating between men and women can greatly vary depending on the individual preferences or the cultural norms. However, there are some general trends that have emerged in the recent years. One notable trend is that women are increasingly looking for partners who are emotionally intelligent and communicative. This means that they want partners who are able to express their feelings and listen to their partner's emotions as well. And while these traits are descriptive of a modern day man, they'll subconsciously look for the traits of a traditional man as well. Men, on the other hand, may prioritize physical attraction and sexual compatibility when looking for a partner, but in the recent limelight have expressed a need for traditional values in the modern day woman.
This is actually a serious point, right? This is a very serious point because the Western world has collapsed in real time. It's a failed society. And one of the reasons it's a failed society is because of the over-sexualization, especially of females as a whole. If a woman comes up to me and goes, "I'll be the best sex you ever had," I am fucking revolted. I don't want the best sex I've ever had. I want you to be pure and a virgin. You should know what sex is. Cook my fucking dinner. Shut up. Don't come and talk to me about fucking sucking dick. It's vile. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that shit.
Can I say something?
I don't want to hear that shit. What I want is a woman who makes me look good. No woman who's running around talking about sucking dick can make me look good. So I lose interest completely and utterly, and that's the truth. So what she's saying is completely correct. These are old school things, but it's not about the act. Yes, you can order food, of course. It's about the status that comes with it. That's what it's about.
In terms of dating behaviors, many women prefer the man who takes the lead or initiates plans for the first date or even plans further on in the relationship. However, there is a growing trend of women taking their first step or taking control of all the dating situations. This, we can say, has had both a positive and a negative effect on relationships. While some relationships have actually evolved, others have come to a complete standstill, as taking charge in a relationship itself is deemed masculine. Thus, to some men, it won't be as attractive when a woman does the exact same thing.
Now, I'm going to be honest, this might offend some of the ladies on the panel, but one thing I've noticed is that when I see a woman and she's masculine or rambunctious, etc., typically it's a mirror image of her man. When a woman's in a relationship with a very strong masculine dominant man, she's in her feminine, she's very submissive, and she's just like that most of the time. When I see combative, argumentative women, no offense to you, I don't know your boyfriend, but
That's
typically women are mirror images of their guy. When they display certain traits, it tells you a lot about the guy. When I see a girl at Target, for example, yelling at her guy, "Fuck you, you don't know nothing, blah, blah, blah," I know that guy more than likely is incompetent to some degree, which is why the woman has to step up and get in her masculine and assert that dominance over that guy. So maybe you got some unique situations.
I might agree in that example.
99% of the time that I've seen girls that are super masculine, it means that their boyfriend typically is submissive.
But Myra, listen to what I was saying. I told you earlier, before I had a boyfriend, I was lesbian for a long time. So being dominant in those relationships are different from being in a relationship submissive to a man.
Yeah, but when you're with a guy who's, here's the thing.
He makes me feel feminine.
Guys,
so
guys that are extremely dominant don't tolerate masculinity from women.
That's not true. You can't speak for every man.
A majority, though.
Okay. You know how you said earlier that you're not attracted to a guy that acts a little fruity?
There's
I didn't say that.
outliers. Yeah.
That's quite literally what you said.
did.
I wrote it down. You said it. So earlier,
I didn't say that, but okay.
100% you said it.
I didn't say I don't like a man that acts fruity. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you said you don't want a guy that's flamboyant.
So I would say modern masculinity is all about challenging the traditional gender roles and expectations, while valuing traits such as empathy, vulnerability, and emotional intelligence. By doing so, we can create more equitable and fulfilling relationships that will benefit not just us men, but ladies as well. So do you guys think we'll find some common ground finally? Or will it just be a back and forth over and over again? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't be shy to hit me up about any topics you'd like me to discuss. I'm always open to anything. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.